Okay, so we're spending some time talking about some real-life examples of how to take advantage of the technology and how to leverage the technology. We're very, very excited about the platform and Sales Cloud and Service Cloud and Salesforce1 and how all these things come together. And we're going to show you another video which gives a great example of how to take advantage of these technologies, and it also demonstrates a terrific partnership that we have with the company Philips. Let's play that video.
Well, I think the role of CIO is in the middle of a huge change. And now we're connecting. We're connecting our devices, we're connecting our customers, and suddenly the playground has dramatically expanded, and the impact you potentially have is so much bigger than it was before. Our ambition is to be entirely driven by the needs of our customers. We believe that the way we're going to sell is not by selling something directly to you, it's by first engaging you. So basically we're going back to that one-on-one relationship where people knew you, but now we're doing it on a scale of 100 million. And that's where I believe the big opportunity is. Speed is the new currency for business. You gotta move fast, and you gotta be bold. Time to get innovation to market is everything. And especially in a world where, the winners tend to take more and more. The Salesforce environment is really easy to develop. We have many examples where we build stuff that would have taken months or sometimes years that we put together in days. Tapping into that means changing the way you run your company, changing the way you do sales, changing the way you do marketing. So immediately look at it from the perspective of, in this case, Marketing Cloud, Sales Cloud, and Service Cloud. People start creating applications, they start creating solutions that will leverage our connected lamps, our connected home cookers, our connected toothbrush. Basically, we don't see it as a toothbrush anymore. We see it as part of an ecosystem that may include helping people to have a much healthier lifestyle. If you look at light today, it's digital. You can completely control that light. You can have 60 million colors. You can illuminate the Bay Bridge here in San Francisco. So Salesforce is very much into the core of our value chain. Every MRI, every X-ray machines we have out there is connected. So we collect a lot of information about how these devices are being used. So we can have an MRI, giving us an early warning sign initiated by a message from the MRI into our service center, which is powered by the Service Cloud. And then through Chatter, we can engage with the hospital. So if you can watch screens together, talk to each other, and ultimately also look at each other while you're talking, is really for us the next stage of how to run a company. As an organization, you always need to be one step ahead. And you can only do that by being very close to what your customers need and constantly exploring how you can take that to the next level. We've set up a digital accelerator lab, and Salesforce is actually a partner in that. Now we're pushing each other, that's the whole idea, and that's why we have not just people from Salesforce there, we have our design folks, we have R&D. We come to great new ideas, things that you would never be able to do on your own. So you get people to move by painting a very compelling vision. We can come back and articulate a solution that our customers haven't thought of yet. If we can work with people like Salesforce, we can actually do this, and we can do it fast, and every day we're getting a little bit closer to where we want to be.
This is a great example, a great customer story. It is a great partnership story, and we're going to hear from Philips in a few minutes. But really, this exemplifies how a company, a customer, can really transform their business and also work collaboratively with Salesforce to help us shape our products. So we're very, very excited about that. So we're going to talk a little bit right now about how all this works together, how sales and service and platform all work together, how it all comes together. And we're going to ask another one of our bright minds, Sarah Patterson, who's here from headquarters. Let's give her a round of applause. Sarah, take it away.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Keith. At Salesforce, we are delighted to continually be recognized for our market leadership and product innovation. And as you heard Keith talk about earlier, we have been named the world's #1 sales, service, and platform product by Gartner. This is absolutely an incredible honor. But why is this? How did we get to be in this #1 spot? Well, it's really because of all of you, our customers. You continue to push us each and every day to innovate on our products to make sure that they are delivering real business value for your companies. And we're excited to see that across all key business metrics, our customers are experiencing phenomenal results. You are not only able to sell faster than ever before using our Sales Cloud, but you are able to sell more, on average over 28% more. Your customer service teams are able to answer customer questions the right way the first time, leading to an increase in over 37% in customer satisfaction. And of course, as all of you know, no two business organizations are the same. You need to be able to build and deploy apps that are custom for your specific business needs. And using our platform, you can do just that almost 60% faster than you could before, and all while reducing costs. These are absolutely incredible results. But we have just heard Keith talk about the need for you to keep transforming your businesses for this new world, this internet of customers. That's why we unveiled the Salesforce1 customer platform to help you connect with your customers in entirely new ways. For service, this means that you can answer service questions wherever they are, even by embedding service in your products. For sales, this means that your teams can collaborate more effectively than ever before, even with people across your company. And of course, all of this is made even better by our over 2,000 pre-integrated App Exchange apps. All right, are we ready to see this in action? Yes, great. Alex, let's bring up our live demo. Here, we are now looking at Eileen's iPhone. Eileen is a sales rep with Philips, and she does what most of you do when she gets up in the morning. She jumps right onto her mobile device. And we can see here that she jumped directly into her Salesforce1 app. When she swipes to the right, she can see all of her CRM data, from her contacts and accounts to her leads and opportunities. She can even see custom apps that have been built on the platform, apps like Today. Now, I personally love using Today because it pulls your calendar in and seamlessly integrates it in Salesforce1 with all of your CRM data. So for reps like Eileen, or for anyone, this is a huge boost to your productivity as you go throughout your day. And right now, Eileen sees that her next meeting of the day is with BI Imaging Center. Now, this is a really important meeting for Eileen, so she wants to make sure she's bringing her A game. She dives into that meeting record, and she sees that she's meeting with Chris, the director at BI Imaging Center. Now, being a great sales rep, Eileen decides that she's going to give Chris a call to make sure that he's still up for meeting. With one touch, she can start that call right from her mobile phone. And it's a great thing she called, because not only did he confirm that he's still up for meeting, but he actually gave Eileen an important piece of information. He let her know that he's interested in learning about some of Philips' amazing new ultrasound machines. That's a great piece of information she can use to help her close this deal. And when she ends the call, we can see that Salesforce1 automatically prompted her to log it, and she can even leave a comment to remember what Chris is interested in learning about. Now, to finish prepping for her meeting, Eileen heads back over to the opportunity record. Here, she can see all of the key opportunity information, like the stage the deal is at, the amount it's worth, and she can even see custom objects that they have right here on the opportunity, like all of the products that Chris is interested in buying. How cool is that? But no matter how much you prep for any meeting you go into, what typically happens when you go in there and have that meeting? Well, you usually get asked a question you don't know the answer to. That's life, right? But Eileen, she's not worried. Because even though Chris is asking her some pretty specific questions about one of their new devices, the Epic 7 ultrasound machine, Philips has done something absolutely revolutionary. Right on the platform, they have built in their product catalog. Now, Eileen can quickly look for the ultrasound machines, dive down into the imaging devices, and find that specific device that Chris is asking about. And there it is at the top of the page, the Epic 7. Now, at her fingertips, she has all of the information that she needs to answer Chris's questions. And Chris, he's sold. Don't you wish selling was always this easy? And right from here, Eileen can add this to the opportunity record. Now, when she goes over back to the opportunity record to see all of the different products Chris is interested in buying, there we see that the Epic 7 was just added back to the top of the page. How cool is that? And when Chris is ready to buy, Eileen, she doesn't miss a beat. She can close this deal right from the palm of her hand using the quick action. Now, like all great sales reps, what does Eileen do next? Well, before she even gets in her car to head off to her next appointment, she heads back out to her feed and sees in real time an update of her dashboard showing her how she is doing against her quarterly quota. That is amazing selling power. But we all know that your relationship with your customer doesn't end because you make the sale. In fact, it's just beginning. So let's jump over now and see how Philips is using the Salesforce1 platform to provide unparalleled customer service. So because this is Boston, and it's Keith's hometown and it's my hometown, we decided that we were going to have a little fun with this. And we brought an ultrasound technician, Kevin, and the Epic 7 device right here to the Heinz Convention Center. Let's give Kevin a warm welcome. So as we can see on the screen, Kevin right now is diagnosing a problem with a patient's heart. And this isn't your grandma's ultrasound machine. This isn't a two-dimensional black and white image. Look at how cool this technology is. This is a color rendering of that heart that's three-dimensional, so Kevin can turn it around and see all sides. But as he's using this, we notice that the heart actually stops for a second. And no, there's no need to worry. Nothing's actually wrong here. But Kevin does need to fix this problem quickly so that he can get back to diagnosing what's going on with his patient. So what does Kevin do when he's working on this Epic 7 device and needs support? This is exactly the scenario where you need to embed service in your products. And that is exactly what Philips has done. Using the Salesforce1 platform, they have embedded support right in the Epic 7 machine. And they have even put in a support button that when Kevin presses this, you'll notice that the machine instantly switches into support mode. Now, Kevin can quickly log a case, letting the reps back at Philips headquarters know about the issues he's having and request help. Now, let's track where this case goes and see how they resolve it. Let's switch now to take a look at Jen's agent console. Jen is a service agent with Philips, and we can see that she's using the agent console to help her manage her workload and her case queue. She's getting pushed cases from all different types of channels, from traditional channels like phone and email, from social channels like Facebook, Twitter, and communities, and she's even getting pushed cases from the device themselves, just like this one right up at the top from Kevin. She clicks into that case, and now on the case record, she's got a view of not only Kevin's contact information, but in the feed in the middle of the page, she can see all of the steps that have been taken to solve this case to date. Over on the right-hand side of her console, this is where the Service Cloud is proactively pushing relevant knowledge articles and suggested cases that Jen can use to help her solve this issue. But right now, what Jen really needs to do is figure out what's going on inside that machine right over there. So she clicks on the Diagnostics tab. And here, she has a real-time view of all of the diagnostics that are coming straight from that specific Epic 7 machine. Now stop and think about this for a minute, because this is really revolutionary. Philips has used the Salesforce1 platform to embed service in all of their products and devices, which means that all of the real-time information from that specific machine is getting pushed back into the Service Cloud so that reps like Jen, no matter where they are in the world, can have an instant view at what's going on with them. And Jen, as she starts looking through all of these metrics, notices that everything is green. The machine's actually running just fine, so that's not the issue. Her next step now is to dispatch an agent to go and check the machine out in person. She goes back to her console, and she uses the custom action to assign agent. Here we see in the screen that a map just popped up. The orange rectangle shows exactly where we are and where the machine is, and she can see all of the agents that are close by and free to come help us out. We see that Mike is just a couple of blocks away, so she decides to assign this case to him. Now let's see if Mike can get over here and help us solve this issue in the convention center. And oh, if we look over there, Mike has already arrived. How is that for speedy service? I wish the next time something broke in my home that the agent showed up just that fast. We see that Mike is actually accessing all of the information that Jen just saw on the agent console, but directly in his Google Glass. He tabs through all of that information, and he notices that what the issue is if the machine is working just fine, then it's probably, when we moved it over here, that some of the wiring got a little loose. So he's going to go down and take a photo to send back to headquarters to verify that this is what happened.
Okay, Glass. Take a picture. Okay, Glass. Share with Service Cloud.
Because Salesforce1 is a platform, you can access all of the information in it on any device, be it your laptop, your mobile phone, or your Google Glass. And at the same point, when Mike is actually taking that photo, because it's connected to the Service Cloud, that photo automatically goes back and pops up on the case record. So Jen, sitting back at headquarters, can open it up and take a look at what's going on. And she sees that, in fact, some of that wiring did come loose. Now she knows how to help Mike fix it, but she needs to figure out how to get him the right information here. So what is she going to do? Well, she is going to use Salesforce's new co-browse technology to share her screen with Mike and walk him through what he needs to do using a diagram of the machine. We can see right now that we're going to pull up a view of Mike actually seeing this same information in his Google Glass. So the right side of the screen is that co-browse coming up, and we can see that he will have a view of exactly what Jen is seeing on her screen. And what's better than actually just sharing a picture? Well, how about drawing on that picture so that Jen can show Mike exactly what he needs to do to get the Epic 7 up and running? How cool is that? Now, let's check in with Mike and see if he was able to get the machine working. Mike, how's it going?
All right, let's see here. All right. Looks like we have a beaten heart.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Mike. Say hi to Boston.
Hello, Boston.
That was a view at how companies like Philips are revolutionizing the way that they are selling and servicing their customers using the Salesforce1 platform. Thank you, everybody, and back to you, Keith.
Thank you, Sarah. Terrific job. Mike, looking good, man. You look great back there. Listen, this is actually a classic example of how a company like Philips can transform an industry and change their business model. So we have the opportunity to spend some time with Keith Vargas, who is head of CRM. Let's welcome Keith. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Love your name.
Thank you. Nice name, yeah.
Nice name.
Yeah.
Oh, really nice name.
No, very nice name. Good to thank our mothers.
Sure. Yeah. Anyway, Philips is doing some, obviously we just seen this. Philips is doing some incredible things in terms of connected products in healthcare and consumer. What are your thoughts on that? Where's the future of this going?
Yeah, we're just continuing to build products that are more connected like this and provide that level of service. And we view connected products as really being the next generation of getting us to meet our overall business goals. We want to improve the lives of 3 billion people by 2025. So connecting products helps us get to that goal.
Yeah, it's really amazing. I mean, Tim, you're kind of in center stage in terms of transforming the healthcare initiatives and programs around the world. That's got to be very exciting. I mean, I know you're in Andover.
Right.
I know you're all about Philips Healthcare.
Yep.
What's it like waking up every day saying, you know what, this is great for Philips, but we can actually change the world here.
It really is, and a good example is something like what we're doing in LED lighting. We just announced some products in our LED platform that will allow us to control more lights remotely. This is a great opportunity to meet all the ecological challenges and save energy, and cities and towns can now wire things up with lighting and do remote diagnostics and remote controls. This is a great opportunity. It's very exciting for many companies and for Philips.
It's really incredible. Again, it's this convergence of social and mobile and cloud technologies all coming together and taking traditional business models and to a certain extent throwing them out the window and recreating.
That's exactly right. And another good example is Salesforce has allowed us now to take our healthcare and our lighting and our consumer divisions and really get those salespeople really working together. One of the other examples we have is our ambient lighting solutions, where we put MRI machines into hospitals and we use ambient lighting to make things more comfortable for children. I mean, we want our lighting folks to work with our healthcare folks and bring all that together collaboratively.
It's really amazing. So just talk briefly about connecting to the consumer.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah, and consumer for us is really huge. We have so much detailed data coming in on what people are doing on the social media and on the cloud, and we use tools like Radiant 6 to help monitor all that stuff. But it means a lot to us because we get a lot of good data about what the customers are doing and how they're using our products. And good examples are things like, let's see.
Well, there's always the toothbrush.
Yeah, the toothbrush.
We love the toothbrush.
We love the toothbrush.
I love the toothbrush.
We also use platforms for collaboration. We have a net forum collaboration platform where people can talk about our products and discuss how best to use our clinical equipment. We've also got a lighting forum, which allows people to do communications and conversations about how best to apply lighting. So social and media in the cloud all coming together. We can tune into those conversations. We can collaborate with our customers. We can build better products. We can service our products more effectively and save money.
I think that it is a great story. It is a great partnership. We love the innovation that Philips is all about. Thank you so much for being part of this.
It really is a great collaboration.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Keith. Love your name.